Hey guys, what's going on? Today I want to talk a little bit about edging for deer. Soft edges versus hard edges and orchard edges, which that's something that's kind of new that I'm implementing here on this property is an orchard edge, what we call an orchard edge. Now, I've got right here, I've got some plums, I've got some apples, fruit trees, and I've got some chestnuts on the way as well that I'm gonna be putting in here this spring when the ground thaws out and reaches soil temp so I can plant these trees. But on the other hand is I've got switchgrass edging going along this fence line here. As you can see behind me, I've got switch edging all the way up along that, and it's following the contour of this open field here. So as of right now, it's just a fallow hay field that's being cut twice or 3 times a year. So one thing that I want to get in place here is I want to put this into alfalfa here. I've got a deep ditch coming up out of this valley right here. Really good bedding, a lot of native regen in there. I was working on some cutting over here on this north side yesterday. I've got some invasives in there that I need to take care of. But I've got a really good funnel coming up out of this bottom, and there's always pressure in this valley. So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm sucking these deer out of this valley in this bedding area. They have quality habitat all the way up here to the ag fields to my left. So basically what I've implemented here is I've got switch on this bottom as a base, and I've got blackberry briars running along this whole wood edge. That's a really good native regen, really low, heavy side cover. And I've got a lot of aspen throughout here. I've got some black locust on this hillside. Like I said, I'm getting a lot of that native regen, that young popple. I've got a lot of those blackberry briars coming back. And then I'm implementing this switchgrass edge. So I'm combining a hard edge with a soft edge, and I'm keeping it right at deer level. So they have that browse, and at the same time, I have a lot of good cover for my birds, my bees, rabbits, squirrels, things of that sort within that switchgrass. Pheasants, a lot of upland birds, things like that. And what I'm doing with this soft edge is I'm creating depth. I'm creating more depth. I'm expanding this cover. Guys, it's Gunnar. Look, if you like the video, like what you're seeing, but you still need more help, shoot me a message. I'll help you with whatever you need. I got your back for life. Now let's get back to the video. Instead of just a hard edge between the woods and this fallow hayfield, I'm putting another 20 yards of cover there. So these deer are going to be drawn that much farther up to this field before it gets dark when they feel comfortable coming across. So what I'm talking about here is when I pull this edge up and I increase that cover length, these deer are going to pull up closer. So when they're cruising this bedding area, when these bucks are cruising along this edge, I'm going to pull these bucks 20 yards up farther because I have this edge and I have that depth of cover, that extra cover. Right? So instead of 20 yards into the timber, they're coming to the edge of the timber because I have that extra 20 yards of switchgrass cover along with those regenerating blackberry briars. My whole idea with this section of the farm here, implementing these orchard edges, is I'm creating another form of hard edge, hard cover. And within this, I'm going to be planting some low-growing blackberry briars, maybe some dogwoods, some shrubs along here. So now I'm getting shrub height, I'm getting fruit tree height, and then my chestnuts are going to be my canopy tree. So I'm creating another line of edge that's sucking these deer up this way farther now, not just up here in general. I'm pulling them this direction as well. So at the end of the day, I've got a stand location that's going to end up right here. I've got this orchard edge running up to another switchgrass stand that's about ½ acre. I'll show you guys that, but basically what I'm doing is I'm creating an inside corner and a new stand location by increasing edge here, by creating a new edge. As you guys can see, is I've got a lot of regenerating black locust here that I can cut off and set back and create more regeneration. But at the same time, as I'm creating this inside corner effect, I've got a soft cover and a hard cover, and I've got food value at the same time. Cover without food is basically irrelevant, so we need to find a way to increase the cover and at the same time provide a food value for the deer and the wildlife in general. So that's what I'm doing here is I've got these plums and these apples here coming up along this edge. I'm following the contour here. These deer like to move up through this valley already. So now I'm just making them want to do it even more. I'm increasing this side cover. I'm pulling this edge habitat up into this fallow field that they would never step foot in during daylight before. Now I'm increasing this. I've got these fruit trees in here. Once they become established And once I get some of the shrubbery coming up out of here, these dogwoods, blackberry briars, things of that sort, I'm gonna stick in between. And then at the same time with those chestnuts at canopy height, all providing browse or a food value for deer and wildlife, they're gonna wanna use and follow this edge right up to this new stand location right up here in this oak tree. So that's how I'm implementing edge to create more habitat for deer coming up out of this valley that I know there's pressure in. These deer don't want to go down anymore. There's pressure there. They want to come up, so I'm giving them a reason to do so. So I'm going to show you guys all this, but basically what I'm doing is I'm creating edge. I have a plan in place. Creating edge, I'm adding food value, and I'm catering these improvements to what deer already want to do and what they're already doing. So implementing this edge habitat, creating these soft edges, sucking these deer up closer to the fence line where I can get to them easier. I'm not having to go deep into cover to hunt these deer. I'm hunting them on the edge of the timber because these deer are already traveling on the edge of the timber because I have side cover. I have a good edge feather is what they call it. So that's a really important aspect when we're talking about planning out these habitat improvements. What do deer already like to do and what do they enjoy doing? How can we improve that and at the same time get a benefit, food value, cover value, and hunting value? That's what I'm doing here today. I'll show you guys a lot of these improvements, but from what you can see, that's how I'm doing. This is how you can apply this edge concept, these orchard edges, soft edges versus hard edges on your property to have more success next fall. Guys, it's Gunnar. Look, if you like this video, if it helped you at all, like, share, subscribe. It helps me a ton. We'll spread the message. Let's blow this thing up. Also, check me out on Instagram, Gunnar_Hanson, GUNNAR_HANSON. Remember, results are the only thing that matters. Let's get them.